Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's time once again to try to fix something. And today on the workbench, I've got an Xbox One S Digital Edition. This will be the second Xbox I've ever worked on. I had good luck with the first one, so I guess I'm getting a little cocky now and going to try another one. This one, I don't think I'm going to even try to turn it on, though, because I have a feeling I know what the problem is. There is something sticky all over the top of this thing. And on the back corner there, and even the power button, it's moving now, but it was frozen, stuck. So I think there's some sugary goodness has been deposited on the board in there, and I don't want to do any more damage. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart, and so let's see what we're dealing with. All right, well, we are in, and yes, as we suspected, we've got some little liquid damage going on in this area. This is, of course, right underneath that fan, which I'm guessing is a common area for liquid damage, because that's where it can so easily just come right in. So yeah, I have not even tried to turn this thing on yet. I was going to try to do some cleanup first, you know, solve any obvious problems, and then we'll go from there. So let's get it in on the workbench. Alright, now that we're in here at the workbench, maybe we can take a closer look under the microscope. Just see what we're dealing with here. From what I've seen, this doesn't look as bad as maybe the first one I worked on. Lots of corroded end caps on components. Looks like some MOSFETs down in here. In a rather dangerous area. They look like they're probably for the CPU. So it's pretty localized. I'm going to guess some of these resistors are just no longer any good, since their end caps are just gone. Doesn't really go a whole lot in this direction. Doesn't really look like it made it under that RAM I see right there. You can see a good bit of liquid still there. Sugary goodness. Underneath the power connector. But yeah, I don't really see stuff totally eaten away like it was on that last one I worked on. I did that spot right there in the middle. That doesn't look too good. Where it's going in and out of that IC right there, in the middle of your picture. That could be bad. But okay. So yeah, we're gonna start off cleaning with some. We're gonna clean it with some cotton swabs and water. Water does a much better job than alcohol of cleaning something that's like sugary based, like soda. Of course, I'm not going to use a whole lot of water, just enough to clean it. And I can use alcohol, you know, to help dry off the water later on. So let's get started. I think we may have found our first casualty. Of course, this IC had a fair amount of corrosion on it, and I still need to lift that IC and clean that up real good and maybe put it back down. But this resistor beside it here seems to be wide open. It should be a 2.2. You see we're getting in the K ohms there. I think earlier I was getting mega ohms. If I go this way, now it's in the K ohms. It's varying around, but it's not 2.2 ohms for sure. Like this exact same circuit down below it right here. 2.2. And all right, so I've got a resistor I think I can replace that with. One I've got's a little bit larger, but it'll work just fine. This one seems to check fine. It doesn't really look fine, I can't say, but 2.3, she's fine. This resistor up here looks kind of dark on the ends, but it measures fine. According to the schematic, it's good. So I think that's where I'm going to start. Is I do want to lift this IC up and clean under it, clean these pads real good, and put it back down, and replace this resistor. We may be ready to see what happens. Alright, we are back out of the garage. I think ready to test this. I have my woefully inadequate heatsink stuck on here, but maybe it'll get us by for a few minutes. I do not have, I guess I should hook up the HDMI. Be somewhat optimistic. Okay. Don't really know if this power supply is good. I'm hoping it's good. Hard drive's connected. There is no Blu-ray. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Nothing at all. Do we have 12 volts, I wonder? Let me check. I brought the supply into the workbench because the meters have sharper probes in here. And let's see, it does look like, yes, we have 12 volts. Got my leads reversed, but whatever. 11.97. So unless we have a short killing it, that supply is good. Alright, checking across the 12 volt input terminals here. And there's your problem. A 3.5 ohm short right across the 12 volt input terminals. Yeah, that'll shut things down in a hurry. So, has one of these fine looking capacitors on the board finally given it up? Let's find out. We are inside of the workbench, and we have a about a 3 ohm short on our 12 volt supply. And I apologize, I have lost my microphone for the moment, so yeah, I'm sure it'll turn up. But we need to find this short. And I'm thinking the best way to do it might be just to use a thermal camera and inject some voltage. Right now I'm set for 1 volt, about 1 amp, which I'm hoping gives us enough heat to see it. So let me switch to the thermal cam. Let's see if it'll actually show up for us. All right, I'm injecting 1 volt at 1/2 amp, so 1/2 watt. And the only thing I'm seeing getting hot is this right here, only slightly. And that's the IC that I removed and put back down that had the corrosion around it, this right here. Yep, it's not the resistor beside it that I replaced. It's going to be the IC itself. You can see my pointers. Yep. That's the only thing getting slightly warm. Nothing else is getting warm that I can see. None of those questionable looking capacitors. Alright, I've removed that IC, the one that I had lifted earlier. Board may still be a little bit warm in that area where I heated it up. I'm ready to apply power to it again and see if anything else heats up. Because I still have a 2 to 3 ohm short. Drawing 473 milliamps. Not really seeing anything. Okay, maybe I should increase the current a little. Well, increase the voltage. I'm already at the maximum amount of current. It's going to flow at 1 volt. So if I go 2 volts. Now we're in current limiting. We have 1 amp of current flowing. Oh, what's this up here? What is getting warm up here? Right here? Hard to tell. There. Okay, that looks like some kind of a MOSFET right there. Which is quite nearby that IC I removed. And that's the only thing getting warm. Alright, I have removed the IC marked Q9D2. It's a MOSFET. It's got to be. It would normally live right there. And my short is gone now. It's in the megohms if I read across the 12 volt terminals. So I'm wondering now if that MOSFET's actually bad, or because it looked like there was a track of corrosion underneath it, like between the gate and the, I don't know if it's the drain or the source. But let me see if I can check this MOSFET. It's kind of small and kind of hard to get a hold of, but I'm going to see if it's actually shorted internally or not. Alright, that MOSFET is definitely shorted. This would be it right here. It's shorted, and let's see, this is the resistor I replaced earlier. And I suspect this IC over here that drives this MOSFET may be bad as well. So I'm going to have to order these from China. I don't have any spare, parts boards, any donor boards to pull these parts off of, so I'm just going to have to order them and wait. But it'll seem like no time to you when I edit the video. But this IC we're going to change out, and this MOSFET. This one seems healthy. I'll look at it a little bit closer. And while I'm waiting for those to come from China, which is about like 3 weeks, I'll probably see if I can go ahead and get some of these capacitors scattered around the board that are looking kind of rough. So that's where we're at right now. We definitely have a shorted MOSFET, and I'm hoping we have not damaged our CPU, because this is what generates the CPU GPU core voltage. And if that went high, all bets are off. So let's not think the worst though. Okay, where are we on this repair? I needed a MOSFET and IC over here, part of the V-core circuitry that was damaged by liquid. And of course I've ordered those, but it's coming from China and it has not showed up. It's been several weeks and I don't know when it's going to get here. So being impatient, I had another Xbox One S that I was working on that I think is going to end up having bad RAM ICs. So I went ahead and let's just swap some parts out. So I've stolen those parts, and you may have seen in another video I stole parts off this board during testing. I had stolen the HDMI out IC here and that buffer IC back over there. Both of those have been reinstalled, replaced with brand new parts, and I think we're at the point of figuring out if we've done any good with this. I can't really recall if it would turn on before or try to. So at this point, I've just got my little woefully inadequate heatsink stuck on there. I'd like to see if it would just give us a white light and maybe not shut down immediately or something. So I'm going to give it AC power. And let's see what happens. We have a light, it didn't beep, which is a bit odd. And the light is not flashing, which is also odd. But that processor is getting warm. Not terribly hot, but warm. And we didn't shut off immediately. I'm not sure what all this means. That light should be flashing, shouldn't it? I'm not hooked up to where I can see any video out of it, because I don't have a hard drive in it anyway, so it's not going to put any video out. Let me see what happens if I press the eject button. Of course, there's no drive in it. What if I press the power button? It did shut off. Kind of odd that the little speaker is not making any sound. I'm not sure what's up with that. But, ooh, that got warm. That got really warm. I guess I need to take it outside, put it in the chassis, so I could at least maybe see something on the screen if it's doing anything. Alright, I went out to the garage and grabbed the hard drive for this unit. The power's off right now, and I've hooked it to my monitor that normally goes for my goes to my microscope. So what's the worst that could happen? Let's see. Well, now she's chiming. Oh, and the light's blinking. I thought I saw it blink once. Oh, the monitor's locking. Wow, it lives. I was really concerned when I saw that IC. The MOSFET that had shorted was a upper MOSFET. There's a lower and an upper. The lower connects to ground, so if you short, you short to ground. But the upper one, if you short, you can short the 12-volt rail and kill the CPU. So I consider myself very lucky on this one. And apparently I got the HDMI 75DP159 I got that on correctly. And the buffer IC. I'm 3 for 3 on this one. Time to quit working for the day. But I've got a few caps to replace on here. But I have those caps now, luckily. Hey, we're up and working. I do have those caps on hand. Luckily, those did come in from China. If I can just get the other parts to come in. This is great. All right, I think I'm going to end this one right here. Hope you found that one entertaining or somewhat interesting. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And I will see you in the very next repair, which is likely another Xbox One S because I have about 5 of them to fix. See you then.